What's up with your family? It is your boy, the one and only Brenda's baby. Remy L, my aunt. You are now tuned in to my aunt TV. As you come into the building, family, I need you to hit that like button. But most importantly, share this video because it's all about the message, right? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It's free. But do yourself a favor and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a live or decide to go and upload something. Speaking of uploading, I do have a backup channel for those of you who do not know. It's called Real Ma'at TV. It's called Real Ma'at TV. So if you haven't already gone to that backup channel, definitely go subscribe to my backup channel. I only got a few videos up there. I only think I went live like once or twice and uploaded a couple reaction videos that I was trying out on this little screen recording program that I had. But how's everybody doing today? How's everybody? Trip C's, Treehouse in the building, Hood Therapy, what's up? Always the first, always the first. Trip C's, that's my sis, always the first in the building. Hood Therapy, I see you, always one of the first in the building too, lately. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. I hope everybody weekend is, everybody week is going as smooth as it's as you hope it's supposed to go. You never know with this whole COVID thing going on right now. Damn near everybody in my house just had it. I'm the only one that didn't get sick. I guess I might be one of those motherfuckers that just might be a carrier because these motherfuckers got it. Everybody got it last week and the week before. I didn't get it. Not once. So I think I might be a carrier. Let me see your transcript. What's up? I think I might be a carrier because I haven't gotten sick. Everybody around me has gotten it, but I haven't gotten it yet. But we gonna knock on wood because that shit ain't no game and ain't nothing to play with. I actually am pushing my wedding back 1 month because of the holidays caused a little turbulence. And people take a year to plan a wedding. We try to throw one together in a couple weeks. So, with the holiday going on and this COVID shit reemerging every 30 days, people keep getting sick. And then it finally hit home. We decided we're going to push things back about a month and see how things go. Because, you don't want to, have such a big gathering with this shit going on. So we're pushing the wedding back about a month. But it still will be live streamed. Y'all gonna see me sobbing through my verses and my vowels and shit. Don't be laughing at me either. Exactly. Hood therapy. Everybody is. I think I might be immune to the shit. Cause didn't they say it was you taking that Trip C's? Didn't they say it was certain people that are immune to it, or they're not immune? They're just carriers. Like it doesn't affect them. They just pass it on or some shit like that. The people that don't get sick, they're just carriers of it or some shit like that. I don't know. But I didn't get it. Everybody got it. I didn't get it. I'm still going strong. But I know the shit's real now. I tell you one thing. We know the shit's real. And speaking of that, today we got Dr. Umar, Mighty Joe Young Johnson says he has a vac. Says he has a vac. He says he has one of them things. Says he has a HVAC. Yeah. I mean, you said I'm the Magic Johnson. I'm the Magic Johnson of COVID. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. That's the only nigga that walked away from that shit scot free. I don't think that nigga, I ain't even gonna get into that. I think that was a whole conspiracy in itself. So that nigga still having kids to this day. But yeah, Umar says he has an HVAC. Now that I think that that's dangerous territory, and I'm gonna watch my words carefully on what I say because this is a very touchy subject, and yeah, YouTube guidelines and all that type of stuff. I already got a strike for giving my opinion on someone's opinion talking about that thing. So we're not gonna go too deep into that. Hold on for a second, family. All right, had to get some order in the house. I notice everybody in the house all of a sudden wants to be in the living room when I go live now. Now all of a sudden everybody went. I don't nobody want to be in the goddamn living room all goddamn day. And the second I come down here to do my live, now all of a sudden everybody want to pass through the living room. Everybody want to walk through the living room. Everybody want to come downstairs and sit in the living room. Get the fuck, take your ass back upstairs. Take your ass back upstairs. The only reason why I'm not in my little studio room is because it's cold as shit in there. I ain't gonna lie, it's cold as shit in there. I gotta get me a little heater. I'm still waiting for that heater. Gotta get me a little heater for in there because it's cold as shit in that motherfucker. In the summertime, it's hot, and the wintertime is freezing cold because it's like outside of the house, pretty much. It's like a deck. It's like an indoor deck. It's like an indoor outdoor deck. It's both. It's an indoor outdoor deck that leads from like the kitchen to the backyard. And like in between the kitchen and the backyard is that little like space that I turned into my little area. It's bigger than that closet booth that Kev Gills was in. I tell you that though. But yeah, so we're gonna get into this issue in a matter of hand. Umar Johnson, Mighty Joe Young of consciousness. He likes to call himself the King Kong of consciousness. I like to say the Mighty Joe Young of consciousness. And if you notice today, I'm wearing my Lakers jersey. Yeah, we repping Kobe today in remembrance of Kobe. Lakers Nation all day. Lucky I don't throw my ring on. I got them too. Motherfuckers think I would be playing too. I got all Jordan rings. I got all the Bulls rings. I got all of the Lakers rings. And I got all of LeBron's rings. So all of the three greatest players. Look, there's all Kobe's rings. And there's all Jordan's rings. And I just got LeBron's. I like the Lakers ring that LeBron got. Because if you look at the styles of the rings back in the 90s, they was ugly as shit. Like, you can tell that LeBron had something to do with the rings being switched up on how they was made. And I like this last championship because you can take off the top and it got everybody jersey number who was a part of that squad, and it even got Kobe's, both of Kobe Bryant's jerseys numbers. And I have Kobe Bryant's retirement ring, just something to go with my little memorabilia stash that I'm rebuilding from the fire I had about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, a year ago, about a year ago. Yeah, my son's a year. It happened a few months before my son was born, so about a year ago. I was building up a memorabilia from my childhood. I had a whole bunch of stuff. I had the Green Ranger Morpher, Green Ranger helmet, the Red Ranger Morpher. I had the Saba sword. I had the flute. I had all that. And the fucked up crazy part about it is, I bought the shit for like $80 and $90. If you go on Amazon and try to buy any of these things, you can't find none of this shit for less than $500. So I lost at least $10,000-$20,000 worth of memorabilia in that fire. I was so devastated. But the one thing it taught me was, yeah, not the flute. Yeah, I tried to, but yo, when I came home the next, oh my god, yo, hurt piece ain't the word. Hurt piece ain't the word. I was running, yo, when I got that flute, I was running through the house. I was 30 years old running through the house. Dun, 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 dun. 30-year-old man running around with a motherfucking Green Ranger helmet on. Talk about his morphin' time. Yeah, the flute and the cyber sword, the talking cyber sword. If you know me on Facebook and you go to my Facebook, you'll see the pictures of the shit. I had all the Dragon Balls. I had all 7 Dragon Balls. I had the motherfucking communicator wristwatch, the Green Ranger one and the White Ranger one. All this shit sell for $400 or $500 now. And at the time I was getting it for like $80. I lost so much shit in that fire. But it taught me not to cherish nothing though. But that's let's get back to the matter at hand. Umar Johnson, talking about that thing. He says he's creating his own thing, his own HVAC. And I think I'm gonna use my words carefully. I think I, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking wacky. I think it's fucking wacky. I think the nigga has lost his mind, and I think he's just looking for content. And I feel like everybody is at a point right now where, well, all these guys, where who were big in the conscious community, I think all these guys are at a point right now to where they don't have any real content to give us, so they're just spitballing. They just winging it right now. Like, I feel like everybody's winging it for content. Yeah, he's coming out. He says he's coming out with his own HVAC. It's one thing to promise a school, but to promise a vaccination on top of that, bruh.
You better be careful, little buddy.
That's all. I saw the title of it. I'm like, oh, this nigga. It's one thing to promise the community a school. And what pisses me off is I'm in the area, so I'm in that area of the school. So when I first heard of him purchasing a building and where it was, I was one of those people who thought, you know, maybe I can send my kids to that school. I ain't putting no money into it, you know, because I wanted to get more details and more facts about it and learn about it more. I'm glad I did not. But I was one of those people who thought, you know, I can send my kid to an all black school and be taught. My child will be taught nothing but the things he needs to know and the things he needs to know about himself in order to succeed in this world. So I was one of those people. And I'm glad I didn't put any fucking money into that shit. I'm just glad because um you hear that first of all, I think it was in the year 2000 video just dropped. Uh I was watching it earlier and they looked up his taxes for the first non-profit organization that he had. And he lost his, it was something called like a 503 tax form or something like that. I'm not a tax guy, but it was something called something like that where he had to show some type of revenue and he didn't. So they took that from him. And he started a whole new joint, a whole new nonprofit organization. And he with the same name, I think he just changed a letter around. Yes, it has begun, Jaded Emperor. It has begun. Levon in the building, what's up? But he started a new one. And when it was time to turn in those tax forms of his revenue, he claimed for 2 years where he's on camera showing the donations. He claimed that he never received any donations for 2 years. So those 2 whole years, I think it was from I can't remember the years. I'm gonna get the audio. Hold on, let me go on YouTube right now. Yeah, make sure I get this audio because it's in my joint. I was just watching the video not too long ago. Really, not too long ago. Where the fuck is it? History. It got to be in my joint. Damn, I gotta stop watching all these damn shorts. It'll fuck you. It'll fuck your whole goddamn history up. You think you go find the video? It forgot you to watch 17 hours worth of shorts. But he claimed he didn't receive any donations where he was on camera. Oh, I found it right here. Licensed accountant JT exposes him. Now, during this time, I'm gonna play the audio. I'm gonna play the audio for you guys because I don't want to get my video strike, but I don't want to get a video strike or nothing like that. But the dude's gonna break down how he didn't claim any of his donations for 2 whole years. Reese from Philly, appreciate the love and support. Thanks for stopping by. Wow. He does. He acts erotic like someone. He does all. He's always Big Papa. What's the name? What's the boy from what's that fucking show? What's the dude name that used to be a pimp? Tariq Nasheed, where he was beefing. Big Papa. I'm Umar Johnson. But yeah, he claimed he had no he wasn't on his taxes for 2 whole years. He claimed he wasn't getting no donations. But the first video I want to get into is him talking about that thing. So apparently he got one of them things. That he's trying to develop himself. And like I said, that's a bold, thing to do. Before we drop that video, drop that video before we roll that footage. Gotta give him that disclaimer. Fair use disclaimer. This is for strictly educational purposes, critiquing for educational purposes and critiquing. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, man. I think that's a bold, that's some bold shit to promise to you, promising the community. Not only did you promise the community a motherfucking a school for their kids, now you fucking around with people's health. Now you trying to fuck around with people's health, bro. Like, you taking it too far. If this is something that you are really trying to do, and good, I applaud you. But if this is like I said, like, with things have been turned out most likely to be a scam, how sick can you get, man? How sick can you get? You're gonna play on the community by going through their hearts, by going through their children. That's how you got into the heart of the community, going through the children. And now you're about to go through their health. So, that's why he one of the Fab Five, frequent fuck niggas. So we're gonna get into this first video of Umar Johnson talking about this thing. And I think he just saying that shit to stop the questions about the school, but and he apparently he's in the school doing renovations during this video. During this video, apparently he is doing renovations in this building. Last time I seen the building, the shit looked terrible. Terrible. But, like I said, we only seen outside footages from people like Monty Woodgrain and, his enemies. But I digress. It's been 10 years, bro. You ain't even started online school, nothing. And like I said, man, we already saw the plan that was breaking down, that was broken down. It made absolutely no sense. So we're gonna get into this video and see what he's talking about. You know what is crazy? How fucking long does it take to make a gym? Because he's making it seem very long to motherfuckers switch arenas around like nothing. And the only renovations I've ever seen videos him like showing renovations is in a gym, these gyms, or a gym, this gym. How fucking long does it take for him? How long does it take to make a goddamn gym? Is the gym the only goddamn thing that's being built in the school? Huh? That's what the fuck I want to know. Is the gym the only thing being built inside that school?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Because I have not yet to see any footages of any other parts of the school except for the outside and that gym. That gym. I could be wrong. I haven't dug into this as extensive as most people and a lot of other people. But god damn. Is the only thing you building in that motherfucker is a gym? Slowly but slowly.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
So that's the new saying now. It's not peace, no more. Peace and love. It's peace and Pan-Africanism. Okay. We'll go with it.
Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanism by any means necessary. Pan-Africanism by any means necessary.
I gotta say though, I like his enthusiasm. I like his dedication to the cause. You know, if it's genuine, which most likely ain't. But if it's genuine, I like his enthusiasm. But it's from first we have seen, it's not genuine, bro. It just hasn't been genuine from none of these guys. None of it. It's like one scammer learning how to out scam the other.
Pan-Africanism by any means necessary. Brothers and sisters, we still pushing forward with the renovations. We still pushing forward with the renovations. We are not done. Thank you for my continued supporters, my continued donors. We are pushing forward. Keep it going. I'm tracking down my HVAC tech.
See, he said he's tracking down his HVAC tech. So that means he already has someone. He's implying that he has already taken it upon himself to create one of them things. Create one of them things.
I'm tracking down my HVAC tech right now. We tracking down the HVAC tech. We're trying to get this HVAC done. We tracking down, brothers and sisters.
Sniff, sniff,
we tracking down. It's nation time. It's victory for everybody or victory for nobody. We stand together or we don't stand at all. Special announcement, brothers and sisters. Special announcement, brothers and sisters. Special announcement.
What is up with the repeats? It's like he's like an echoer. It seems like he has that 3 disorder, where he has to do everything 3 times, or say everything a certain amount of times. You know what I'm talking about? That motherfucker on Criminal Minds that every time he walked through a door, he had to jiggle it 3 times, or he shut a door, he had to shut it 3 times. Some shit like that. Sound like he got that problem. He said that's that cocaine. I do cocaine. Y'all ever see that shit? That show is called it was on fucking Adult Swim. It was called Metalopolis or something like that. It was about a metal rock band called Def Clock, and they had a rock and roll clown on there called Roxo the Rock and Roll Clown, and his catchphrase was, "Hi, I'm Roxo the Rock and Roll Clown. I do cocaine." That's who you remind me of. I do cocaine. My name is Roxo the Rock and Roll Clown. I do cocaine. Facts. Facts. That's who you remind me of every time you say that shit. There's no text. Facts. Facts. But what I want to know is if the billionaire Bill Gates and all of these other billionaire companies can't come up with a suitable thing, what the fuck make him think that he got the resources to do it? You ain't even got the resources to build that fucking school, which we've obviously been seen and shown over the last 10 years. What he did it is over the last 10 years, like, you've shown us that you don't even have the resources to build a school. So what makes you think that you can pull a vax out of thin air? Crazy shit. Also, in other news, you remember that guy that he called a coon on national television? I think it was national television when he was on that panel. And he called him a coon when he was on the Roy Rollins show, whatever the fuck that slick haired dude name is. You know what I'm talking about, the fat, slick haired guy. He another one of them of niggas that act like he for the black community, but a coon at heart. But that's here nor there. But when he was on his show, the guy that he called a coon. Apparently, that video keeps going viral, and the man keeps getting pestered for it. So he calls in to a show that Umar Johnson was on and challenged Umar to a boxing match, a charity boxing match. And Umar declined. He basically bitched out. He basically came up with some bullshit ass excuse. I'm trying to find that audio. Some bullshit ass excuse talking about, oh, brother, I only talk about you when asked about. When every lecture he got, if you go to all his lectures, you see that he's never asked about this man. He just talks about him. So I thought that was some sucker shit in itself. And then to come to find out that you were hiding your, lying to the government, telling the government that you didn't receive no donations for a whole 2 years, where you were showing the donations on camera. Whenever he got a donation, he would mention the person's name. Thanks for the donation. But on his tax joins, he said, he ain't get no donations for 2 years. And the guy's going to explain that in that case, they always believe the person that they always believe the charity organization before they believe the taxpayer. So when people donated to his charity organizations as their tax write-off, you see the conflict? You see the conflict? That's how that type of business works behind them closed circles. You donate 10,000 to my organization. You go public, say you donated it, but it's in secret, it's really a tax write-off for you. But if the organization claims that he never got the money, they're going to look at the taxpayer. You see where the conflict is there? Oh, I'm around these parts of Philly. If Philly don't fuck with Umar like that. Philly do not fuck with Umar. We do not claim that nigga like that. Some parts of Philly claim that nigga, but we do not claim that nigga like that. Yeah, Reese from Philly. We don't claim that nigga like that out here. I mean, some people probably will, for fame, you know how it is. Some people clout chase, but I haven't heard his name around Philly. And I'm out here. I'm really out here. I don't be hearing his name out here. Yeah, it's about them. Yup, exactly, Jaded Emperor. Exactly. It's all about it. That's how I work behind closed doors. You donate X amount of money to my charity, and you can write it off as a tax write-off. But if I'm claiming that you never donated the money, there's the conflict. So let's finish off this little video so we can get into this next audio.
Plan to go live for Kwanzaa as I did last year. I do plan to go live for Kwanzaa as I did last year, but it might be pay-per-view. It might be pay-per-view. So make sure you look out on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the instructions.
So you about to charge, again, use our ancestors to funnel money out of the community. I'm going to go live for Kwanzaa, but it might be pay-per-view. What type of fuckery? Neek will be in the building. Hey, how you doing, sister? I hope you're feeling better. I hope all is well. But he said he's going live for Kwanzaa, but it might be pay-per-view. You see how these niggas funnel money out of the community? Shut up, pussy! Shut your punk ass up! That's all they do is funnel money out of the community, and they use different ways to do it. And that's his new way of funneling money out of the community. Oh, I'm gonna go live on Kwanzaa, but it's gonna be pay-per-view. Are you going to teach something about Kwanzaa? Okay. Okay. Well, I hope you feel better, Nikwa. Are you going to teach something about Kwanzaa? Like, are you going to be teaching something? Are you going to be giving a lecture? Just more way to funnel money out of the community. And funnel the cocaine up. Is I do cocaine? I'm about to make that drop. Watch, I'm gonna make that drop.
To register for Dr. Umar's Kwanzaa seminars. I don't know if I'm gonna do 1. I don't know if I'm gonna do 3. I don't know if I'm gonna do 5. I don't know if I'm gonna do all 7 nights of Kwanzaa, but I will be going live, brothers and sisters. The Prince of Pan-Africanism will be going live for Kwanzaa, getting ready for the new year, Year of the Tiger. That's the year when me and Frederick Douglass was born, the big cousin, the big homie, Year of the Tiger, so it's coming.
He still go to that claim to fame to him being a relative of Frederick Douglass, which the Douglass family has yet to recognize him. They've actually written a formal letter of disrecognition saying that they don't know why he keeps claiming that he's related to Frederick Douglass. They have no knowledge of him being a part of their family. His argument is his Frederick Douglass' first cousin was his ancestor, and it might have been his brother, or some shit like that. Who knows these days with these niggas? Look, my daughter fucking with the cat. My daughter fucking with the cat. Hold on for a second.
We getting ready for the 2nd annual FDMG Unapologetically African Family Festival. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School.
And he's having a family festival that he's going to make you pay for. Hold on for a second, somebody. Oh, never mind. Oh, somebody was calling me. No, I don't think he went live. I do not think I don't think he went live at all. I haven't seen any. To be honest, I have not seen him do any lives. I don't know. I don't know. More broken promises.
Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. It ain't done. We still nation building. We still nation building, brothers and sisters. Still nation building. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. We going into our 3rd winter. The school still.
I'm gonna keep it a being. It looked like he's just building his renovations at his own house or something. That don't look like a school being built. That look like he trying to turn that fucking building to his private little mansion, his private little cult house. That's what the shit looked like to me. These niggas is built cult houses. Cause that don't look like no fucking school, bro. It don't look like no school. All we see is gym. No classrooms. Not a one classroom has he shown, and not a desk. Not a one scrap of paper, pencil, nothing. Just gyms. That's it. He can go to any old fucking gym renovation and act as if he's building something.
Still not done. I'm very disappointed, brothers and sisters. It's not your fault. You've been doing your part. You've been donating. You've been doing your part. I just haven't been able to find the right mix of contractors to get the job done. That's the issue. I haven't been able to find the right mix of contractors to get the job done.
Oh, you mean people that don't want to donate their hours for free? As you said before, you wanted people to volunteer their construction. You wanted people to volunteer their services. Maybe that's why.
Done. But hey, Nat Turner said, whether it comes rough or smooth, I got to bear it. The great prophet Nat Turner said, whether it comes rough or smooth, I got to bear it. So we got to keep on going, brothers and sisters. We got to keep on going. I believe we will be victorious. I believe on Saturday, September 10th. I believe on Saturday, September 10th. I believe on Saturday, September 10th, the school will be ready for you to walk through. I believe we're going to.
Yo, that is a cocaine tick or a disorder. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Who the fuck repeats themselves constantly like that? Like everything he says it at least 3 or 4 times before he says the next thing. He wants you to donate your time, your labor, your money, your kids. He wants you to donate everything to that school.
Have a grand opening at the same time we celebrate our festival, brothers and sisters. I believe we're going to have a grand opening at the same time we celebrate our festival, brothers and sisters. I believe we're going to have a grand opening at the same time we celebrate our festivals, brothers and sisters. If you need to reach me, 215-989-9858. If you need to reach me, 215-989-9858. Dr. Umar Johnson at yahoo.com. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Personal donations, you can hit the Zelle using my cell number, 215-98.
Bro, so you got a Zelle, a PayPal, a Cash App. God, should it even be legal to have these many donation things open? That's a lot of donation, outlets for one person. Zelle, Cash App, PayPal. He said email. He gave you a phone number. God damn. God damn.
899-858 or the Cash App.
But we want to know
Dr. Umar Johnson. Do not send school donations to my Zelle. Do not send school donations to my Cash App. The school has its own Cash App and the school has its own PayPal. The school does not have Zelle. I'm getting ready for the Kwanzaa seminars, brothers and sisters. I've been under the weather.
See, so the school doesn't have. The school has its own Cash App, but the school doesn't have its own Zelle. The school doesn't have its own PayPal, right? That's what he said. Let's make sure I got that correct.
School has its own Cash App and the school has its own PayPal. The school does not have Zelle.
Okay, so you just told everybody to hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the Zelle. So you're trying to get a little money for yourself too. Okay. And you just told on yourself. Because you directed everybody to go to that Zelle. You just told on yourself. So you got separate Cash Apps for you in the school. But if your motivations and intentions were genuine, it would only be one. It wouldn't be one for you and one for the school. It'd just be one for the school.
You better be careful, little buddy.
Your slip is showing.
Getting ready for the Kwanzaa seminars, brothers and sisters. I've been under the weather. Me and Queen Mother, we've been under the weather. But Queen Mother doing better. I'm doing better. We getting ready, fam. We getting ready.
Remember to hit that like button as you come in, family.
We got to do. We got to do what we got to do. We getting ready, fam. It is what it is. We getting ready. It is what it is. We getting ready, family. It is what it is. We getting ready for our boys. We got to educate our children ourselves. We got to educate our children. No, Zelle is not for the school. FDMG does not have a Zelle. I have a personal Zelle. You cannot send school funds to my personal Zelle. You may not send school donations to my personal Zelle. No, you cannot do that. The Zelle is not for corporate.
If your actions were genuine and you genuinely want to do what you say you want to do, you would not have a Zelle for yourself, my nigga, and be directing motherfuckers to that. If it's for the school, oh shit, Queen Mother is his mom. I didn't know that. I thought he was talking about his wife. Well, his wives.
Corporations. Zelle is for individuals and maybe businesses, but it's not for corporations. I cannot get a Zelle for the school. You got to use Cash App, PayPal, check, or money order.
And you know why he said that, right? You know why? I just now caught why he said that. Because of that tax thing I said earlier. You can't. You can't write it off as a tax you can't write it as a tax write-off or as a donation if you sending it to his Zelle. So if you want your your donation to be written off as a tax write-off, you need to send it to the school's donation fund. You see? He's telling his investors, look, if you want your tax write-off, don't send it to here, send it there. And you'll see in this next video, this audio I'm going to play.
The school was vandalized a couple of days ago, brothers and sisters, but we had to fix it up. School was vandalized a couple of days ago.
Now the school was vandalized. From what I seen, vandalizing that school would most likely be like cleaning that motherfucker up. From what I seen, trash all over the place. It was vandalized. Come on, bro. That shit was fucked up from the beginning. Vandalization is a upgrade from what the fuck that building was like. Exactly. If he's not reporting the donation, exactly. Can't write it off if he's not reporting the donation. And that's why I said he said send it there. So he doesn't have that discrepancy anymore.
But we had to fix it up. We out here. Ifa Tunde Avenue, Dr. Papa Boulevard. We out here, brothers and sisters. We out here trying to do what we do. We out here. We out here. Second day of winter. Second annual FDMG Unapologetically African Family First Festival. We out here. September 10th, mark your calendars. September 10th, mark your calendars. Dr. Umar will be going live for Kwanzaa. We pushing forward. We pushing forward, brothers and sisters. We pushing forward. It's all about pushing forward. That's what we doing. Minneapolis, Minnesota, January 15th. St. Louis, Missouri. I said St. Louis, Missouri. I said St. Louis, Missouri, Sunday, January the 16th. Indianapolis, Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana, Monday.
So to me, this video just sounds like he just wanted a way to get donations. Because you titled this video about an HVAC that you got. It's going to make people come to the page. And the clueless people who don't know any better are going to think, oh, we need to support this. He's coming up with a vaccination for the people. And he's listing off all of his ways that you can donate. Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, everywhere. Any and everything. Nappy Yankee in the building. What's up? 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 Nappy Saida, what's up? How you doing? Remember to hit that like button as you come in, family. But like I said, it's one thing to claim that, that you're going to start a school for the community, but it's a whole nother ball game to claim that you're going to make one of them things for the community. That's a bold claim. That's a bold claim. I ain't even think young Pharaoh ego was that big. Now I know for a fact this nigga really believes he is the King Kong of consciousness. That nigga really believe that he is the King Kong of consciousness. More like Mighty Joe Young. Smaller version of King Kong. But that nigga really, that nigga ego. Listen to
January 17, DeSoto, Texas, January the 29th. Seminars is coming. The Kwanzaa seminars is coming. Talk about. Text me 215-9 day 3. What do you want me to talk about Kwanzaa day 4? What do you want me to talk about Kwanzaa day 5?
Yeah, see, he just titled this vaccination shit just to title it that because he's not saying a goddamn thing, a motherfucking word. He's not saying nothing about this so-called vaccination that he's supposed to be bringing to the people. Not one fucking word. All he says is he's trying to track down his vac tech. His vac tech. Don't see any vac tech. He never shows you any vac tech. Never shows you. He never tracks this person down. So I think he's full of shit. In my humble opinion, I think it's just another way to funnel more money out of the community. Yeah, yeah, exactly, and that's the fact, Jada. Jaden Emperor. That's a fact. If nobody's holding him accountable, he's going to say and do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah, it's some young Pharaoh level shit. There's some young Pharaoh level crapping. Yeah, it's like he trying to one up Pharaoh with crazy delusions. To me, that's what it seems like.
You are not talking. You are very delusional.
You delusional. Shit, I know French too, motherfucker.
Like, captain of the delusional team. Captain of it. Fat 5 frequent fuck niggas. But let's get into this other video of JT exposing these tax issues. This tax issue situation.
If you're interested in promoting.
There we go. Now this is strictly for educational purposes. Shout out to hiphop.com. They're usually big critics of Umar Johnson. And the things he's done over the years. But before we get into that video, we gotta drop that disclaimer. One time for the people in the back who can't see, you need glasses like me. Now we're gonna what I'm gonna do is to be on the safe side. I'm gonna play the audio. We're gonna play the audio of the video to be safe, on the safe side.
your brand, business, or product on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Email advertise at hiphopun.com. That's advertise at hip.
You gave them all your info. They don't have to look on social media. They'll just look at your application.
Wow. Speaking of that, I seen the video that you did on Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson, and
Right.
a lot of people, did a lot of videos. But this one hit hard, the hardest that I ever hit. And you went in, you kind of broke down that. Tell me let the people know what you broke down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Now I want y'all to listen carefully to this shit, because this is some crazy shit, yo. This is some crazy shit he did. And 2 years worth of donations, he kept millions to himself. He had to have kept at least 1 or 2 million to himself.
most of my content comes to me through viewer suggestions, and they wanted me to take a look into Umar Johnson and his issue with this school, that he's been raising funds for this school for multiple years. Yeah. Well, my background as an accountant, I've represented nonprofit organizations before the IRS several times, right? I've registered nonprofit organizations. I defended them to try to get their 501c3 status reinstated when it's been revoked. I deal with this stuff all the time. So the very first thing that I'm going to do when I'm researching a nonprofit, because I've got clients who get hit up for money for donations all the time. And before I will allow a client to write a check, I say, just give me a minute. Let me take a look at this organization before you write that check. So this is just the due diligence that I would do anybody in this space. Right. So what I ended up doing, I just went to the IRS website and I pulled all the nonprofit tax returns that Dr. Umar's organization has given to the IRS. And what I discovered was two main things. Point number one, he never filed a tax return in the...
I want y'all to listen real careful to what he's saying right here, because this shit gonna fuck you up, yo. Shit gonna really fuck you up when you hear this shit.
Has given to the IRS. And what I discovered was two main things. Point number one, he never filed a tax return in the early stages of his organization, all the way to the point that the IRS revoked his 501c3 status, right? Because if you're not giving the IRS any info,
that's what it's called.
You're based
501c3 status. That's what happened to the first one. It was called a 501c3 status. He didn't claim it the first time, and it got revoked. So he had to start a new business. And he basically came out doing the same shit, but this time, watch. Just listen. This shit is crazy. This shit is fucking crazy.
Basically on the bad list, and they say, forget it, we'll take it away from you. Mm-hmm. So that's what ended up happening to Dr. Umar's organization. He didn't give the IRS any financial information, so they took his 501c3 status. So what did Umar do to correct this situation? Well, let me first tell you what you're supposed to do. Okay. What you're supposed to do is hire someone like me to represent you before the government and get you from the bad list to the good list. And a part of what we have to do is we have to go back in time, take a look at all the years that should have been filed, and properly file those tax returns. If you do that, then the government say, okay, we'll put you back on the good list. Thanks. Remember, I said that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. That's what you were supposed to do.
Dr. Umar did. What Umar did was just create a new nonprofit organization and just change the name up a little bit, right? So the new organization has virtually the same name as the old one. He just dropped one word or something out the name, and now this new organization has 501c3.
But we're not gonna lie and act like he ain't get the blueprint from white folks. It's not like white businessmen don't do this shit all day, every day to stay wealthy. We're not gonna act like we can't just sit here and act as if like he's not doing what white corporate America has been doing for years, since day one. But to lie and say you wasn't getting no donations, damn.
Status where the old one is still on the bad list. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that I discovered of now that he has this new organization and he realized what happened to the first, he decided, I guess, it's time for me to give the IRS the financial information that they want, so I don't get this second organization yanked like the first one. So when I pulled the tax returns, I discovered something that honestly would be alarming. When I pulled the tax returns, I discovered that he reported that for tax year 2019 and tax year 2020, he received no donations.
So for 2 years.
Straight years. Now, there's plenty of evidence.
This nigga was on camera. This nigga was on camera showing the donations. Every time somebody donated, he would shout out their names, identify the person, and tell them thanks for their donation. But he claims he didn't receive any donations for the year 2019 and the year 2020. Some crazy shit. Imagine how many donations he got over those 2 years that he kept to himself.
Of himself on video showing people all the donations and gifts that he received over that same time span. But when he reported the numbers to the IRS, he said he received absolutely nothing over 2 years.
Now, doesn't this mean also that people who say a business like our business, your business, wanted to donate, they wouldn't be able to get that write-off, right? Is that
Yeah, what would happen is there's a conflict. So in accounting, there is what we refer to as the matching principle, right? So if I am going to give a nonprofit organization a donation, right? Let's say I give them a donation of $5,000. Well, then the IRS would expect to see from that nonprofit organization that they are reporting that they received
the money,
$5,000, right?
You're not reporting it.
Kind of simple. So if I'm telling the IRS I gave Dr. Umar's organization a $10,000 donation, but Dr. Umar's organization said we didn't get anything, you might get audited, right? Yeah. Somebody is not conflict. Telling the truth here. And 9 times out of 10, when it comes to
now, imagine how many businesses he got audited for those 2 years for them donating to his so-called cause. See where the problem lies there? He probably ruined and fractured multiple other black businesses, scamming the community, and claimed he never got the donations.
An audit like that, we get it. So if I'm telling the IRS I gave Dr. Umar's organization a $10,000 donation, but Dr. Umar's organization said we didn't get anything, you might get audited, right? Yeah. Somebody is not telling the truth here. And 9 times out of 10, when it comes to an audit like that, they're going to assume that the individual taxpayer is the one who has their information incorrect, right?
So in all those cases, they assume that, I don't know how the fuck that happened, how they let this nigga do this shit, but in all those cases, the IRS assumed that it was the taxpayer. So imagine how many businesses he got audited, how many businesses he got fucked up, fractured, all that in those 2 years that people were donating to him, and he claimed that he didn't receive those donations. And that's where you can see why he has a separate PayPal for him, a separate PayPal, a separate Zelle, a separate Cash App, separate everything from him in the school. So he doesn't have that discrepancy anymore. If you send it to him personally, it's not a donation. He can say he never received a donation to his organization. See the scam?
They're going to assume that the nonprofit organization, because they don't pay tax, why would they not report that they received money? So the IRS agent is just going to assume that, no, the organization is probably correct. the taxpayer, that's the one who's probably got it incorrect. So yeah, you will end up in a tight situation, and now you have the IRS combing through your books and looking at all your numbers because you have Dr. Umar's organization saying they didn't receive any money for 2 years, and you are just honestly trying to get your tax deduction for the donation you gave them.
Exactly.
In your professional opinion, why in the
Exactly. So imagine giving thousands of dollars of your money from your business, and then you go to do your tax write-off for it, and the charity that you donated to says they never got the money. You see where the problem lies there? Not only are you scamming the community, you're scamming the business owners of the community, you're scamming the children of the community. You said he got the blueprint for I that's a touchy subject. I don't know. You see, I'm not an expert on Marcus Garvey, so I'm not going to touch on that subject. That's something for you to touch on, Jaded.
world would that make any kind of sense to do? Like, what
there is none. Honestly, in my professional opinion, it's because of negligence. He doesn't know what he's doing financially with building and fundraising for this school, and he seems to have control issues, and he's not going to bring someone in on his team that would be able to assist him, because there's really no advantage. Because what if someone gave him $1 million, it's not as if he's got to pay taxes on that $1 million unless he's living off that money personally. And it's not actually going to the organization. That would be the only motivation to not properly report the money that a nonprofit organization is receiving. Because otherwise,
listen to what he said. Listen to what he said.
$1 million, it's not as if bring someone with building and fundraising for this school, and he seems to have control issues, and he's not going to bring someone in on his team that would be able to assist him, because there's really no advantage. Because what if someone gave him $1 million, it's not as if he's got to pay taxes on that $1 million unless he's living off that money personally, and it's not actually going to the organization. That would be the only motivation to not properly report the money that a nonprofit organization is receiving, because otherwise it's not taxable. It doesn't matter. You just say, yeah, Jay-Z gave me $2 million. Boom. It's not a big deal. But if you can't track, because within that tax return, you're supposed to track, okay, if Jay-Z gave you $2 million, how did you spend the $2 million? And if you can't properly show that the money was spent on non-profit.
See where the scam lies? These niggas is they learning new ways to scam the community. This shit is crazy.
Activity, and maybe the money was spent on personal activity. Now you're in trouble.
So in your opinion, where do you see this going? And is there a way he can correct the situation at this point?
Yeah. I don't think ain't no way he can correct that shit. You're gonna have to produce. If any way to correct that shit, I think you're going to literally have to show and produce evidence that you did not have received this money, which I'm pretty sure the donators are going to have them taking pictures of them shaking hands, handing the check to them and everything. I'm pretty sure the donators are going to have that. They always do that. They don't never do that. When do you ever see anybody give a large donation without it being a big ceremony for it, and them taking a picture, shaking hands, holding the check? Come on, that's business 101. So I don't think he can rectify that.
I mean, he would need to amend the returns. He would need to hire someone like myself to come in and take a look at the tax returns, prepare accurate tax returns, and amend the returns. That's what he would need to do. But once again, if he's not reporting this information accurately because he doesn't want to disclose where the funds ultimately went, then that's a whole nother story. But if this is
and that's what it's looking like. Where did those funds go? You say that you didn't get them. That's already suspicious as fuck. That right there. That right there is already suspicious as fuck.
You better be careful, little buddy.
So you mean to tell me for 2 years you was on camera getting donations, and then when it's time to write them off in the taxes, you claim you ain't get them? That right there is already suspicious. Red flag right there. And then now you got to prove to us what you did with that money. You got to prove to us. And then you gotta come up with an excuse to why you say you didn't get it. And I want to hear that. When he did, I can't wait to hear his excuse. But we know why he not going to rectify it. He's not going to try to rectify it. And he's not going to give the money back. You know that ain't happening. He's not going to get the money back. And he's not going to rectify it. Because he's going to have, if he rectifies it, he's going to have to explain what he did with that money.
This nigga's scared.
You already know what he did with that money. I can give you a million things what he did with that money. That type of money.
Honest to God, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'm an expert in this area over here. I have no idea how finances and taxes work. Well, then you hire someone like me and we can fix the situation.
That kind of answers my next question on trying to figure out how to word this the right way to make not sound crazy. But he comes to you and he tells you, look, bro, I spent all that shit on personal stuff. Hook this up. Then it's like that circumstance. It's like, man, you on your own kind of situation.
No. I mean, I would, someone like me, we would still have an obligation to represent our client.
So what dude's saying is he down for it. He'd have did it. He'd have been like, oh damn, that's fucked up. So what you need to do is you need to move this money here and put that over there. Say you did this. He basically saying he'd have been down with it. I have an obligation to know, nigga. You got a moral code, nigga. You know this nigga scam the community. What the fuck would you help him for?
And to
circumstance, it's like, man, you on your own kind of situation.
No. I mean, I would, someone like me, we would still have an obligation to represent.
You better be careful, little buddy.
Talking about you still got to obligate. Fuck out of here. You got a moral compass too, and obviously you don't have a moral compass because your moral compass would tell you, I'm gonna have to decline this case. You on your own, buddy. You fucked up. You fucked up bad.
I would, someone like me, we would still have an obligation to represent our client.
I would still have my. You just politely said you'd have been down for the scam, bro. Just say, yeah, I'd have still represented him. Yeah, I'd have still did my job. Don't try to like dance or buck dance around it, bro. You would have been down for the swirl.
And to try to mitigate his tax liability as much as possible. So
buck dance
very
around
similar to attorneys, we have a certain degree of accountant-client privilege. I would, explain to him what his options are. None of them are great options. Like none of them in that scenario that you gave would he just be walking away scot-free and not have to pay anything back. Okay. But I would be working and negotiating with the IRS to get him the best deal possible. But ultimately,
basically you will be working to make sure he does not go to jail and have to pay the least amount of money back. Let me translate that. I just wanted to translate that for the people in the back who didn't who don't get the double speech, who don't get that double speech talk. Because that's what he's talking in right now. He's talking in double speech, saying one thing, and it sounds like it's something totally different, but it means something total. It means the total opposite of what it sounds like it means.
Happen is he would be he'd have to pay the taxes on that money as if
Shadow, what's up?
it was his personal money, because that's basically the way he used it in that scenario.
Bang over the head.
Yeah.
Let the people know where they can find you. Where they can obtain.
That shit crazy, yo. 2 whole years. 2 whole years. This nigga did not claim one donation on his taxes. He said he ain't getting not one donation from 2019 to 2020. So both of those years, he said he ain't none of those donations. And on top of that, you claiming you building a school. And on top of that, you claiming you got a vac. So you got one of them things for people. That's a bold move. That is beyond Young Pharaoh. He doubled down on Young Pharaoh. If Young Pharaoh and him are trying to have an ego competition, he just shot through the fucking roof. He just upped the stakes, tripled. He just upped the ante, triple. He up 30 on him. He up 30 in the fourth quarter right now. What's up, Craig? In the building. If him and Young Pharaoh are having an ego trip or an ego competition, Umar up 30 in the fourth quarter. Still 15 left on the clock. You never know. Young Pharaoh might come around, pull something out his ass. Pull some more outrageous shit out his ass. I don't think you can get no more outrageous than claiming that you're gonna build a school in. Now you claiming a vaccination, and then we find out you ain't claim your donations for 2 years on your taxes. Said you ain't getting none, and you won't care.
You better be careful, little buddy.
Your slip is more than showing. That shit is sagging on the floor. That shit is sagging on the floor. Good brother. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. This is some fuck shit. Like, this is some frequent fuck shit. And this is why he is part of the Fad Five of frequent fuck niggas. I think I might bump him up to co-captain. Now he just jumped. He might have shot. He just bumped himself up to captain of the squad. And Young Pharaoh is the co-captain now. He just shot himself up to captain with that. You promising a vaccination on top of a school? And we find out you claiming that you told the IRS that you ain't getting no donations for 2 whole years. I don't know how Young Pharaoh gonna top that. But him doing shit like this, you never know. You never know. You never know. You just want to walk up to both of these niggas and just,
Nigga, did you know that I can see you?
like, what the fuck is going? Like, what the fuck is really going through you niggas' minds? Is the YouTube views like? Is it that like? Is the high? Is it like a high? Like this celebrity thing, like it's like a high to people, and that was one of my shorts that I made in the beginning. Like I said that they tricked us into chasing those type of stardoms instead of being the actual star that you actually are. They trick you into being that type of star, for you to want to be that type of star, instead of actually, really being a star. They tricked us. They got us chasing fame, stardom. It's like a high to these niggas. It's like a high to these niggas. It gotta be something that'll make you say something as outlandish as the shit that these niggas say, and do the things that you doing. You really want to go down in history as being suspected as harming your own people? When you niggas die, is that what you want to leave behind? Oh, he did such and such and such. But then you got protesters outside the funeral talking about he scammed the community. He deserved to be where he at. Hell, that's what you niggas want? Is it really worth? Is the stardom really that enticing? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. But I gotta get on out of here. Get to these children. Clean this house up. They didn't destroyed it. But I'll be back tomorrow reporting on more fuckery. You already know. Shout out to the chat, everybody that showed up today. Appreciate y'all, like I say every time. It's you who guys make this show special. I love interacting with you guys. Definitely love interacting with you guys. But that's all the time I got. It's your boy, one and only Brenda's baby, Remy Ma'at. You were just tuned in to Ma'at TV. I see y'all when I see y'all. But until then,
You better be careful, little buddy.